Hello! In this video we're going to be looking at all the customization options for the Dinka Jester RR. So this car here was added as part of the Tuners DLC and currently it is not looking its best. So as we go through all the customization options, I'm going to try to make this thing look nice. Let's get started. We're at my auto shop because everything's discounted. I've already put the non-cosmetic upgrades to max like armor and brakes. So let's start with bumpers, the first category here that'll be cosmetic. So right now, we got the stock front bumper on it. It looks alright, you know, it's there, it's happening. We got a primary splitter, already massive change. Like for 4K, that is, you cannot go wrong with that. Then we got secondary, which we're going to have to change the colors up for sure later because this just doesn't go well. We got a carbon splitter. It's alright. It's a little bit more low profile. Might not be able to see it as well. We got a primary wedge splitter. Now it's looking a little bit more fancy, a little bit more try-hard too, only at the front. And then the secondary wedge splitter. We got a carbon wedge splitter as well. So it looks like we're going to have a theme here. We're going to have primary, secondary, then carbon. So now we're on to the super splitters here. We got the primary one. I like this one, the primary super splitter. I mean, I'm sure I like it in carbon too, and depending on what our colors are. But it just looks nice. It like brings the car, the front end of the car at least, all together here. We'll see what it looks like secondary. It just changes up that little front of it. And then carbon. Carbon just looks so clean on so many different builds. Now we got the aggressor splitter starting off in primary here. This one does exactly as it is titled. It looks very aggressive. But it's aggressive in a way that I kind of like. Let's see it in secondary. I think with the right secondary color, the aggressor might look really nice. And then carbon, looking beautiful as always. And that's all of them. Okay. So I think for now, I'm going to stick the secondary one on, and hopefully we're going to pick a really good secondary color. Let's look at the rear bumpers now. So we got the stock one on right now. If you guys can even see through all this exhaust. We got the secondary diffuser, which already makes a massive difference. Just having it the secondary color, it stands out so much more. We got a carbon one, which actually makes it look a little bit more low profile. We got a primary GT diffuser. Okay, so this right here is where things get a little bit spicy. It might be a little bit too spicy for me though. And then secondary, same thing, and carbon, same thing. And now we got the super diffuser, which in my opinion looks really nice. Like, especially when you're like driving the car, you're viewing it from like kind of up here in the little back. It looks really nice up there. So that's primary. We got it also in secondary, which would look really nice as well, depending on your color scheme. And then we got carbon, which as always looks nice. We got a focus diffuser next. Oh my gosh. Okay, this looks a little bit sweaty, but at the same time, I kind of see it, you know? So this is it in primary. We got it also in secondary. Secondary looks nice. I think whatever we go with might just get it in secondary for this. And then carbon. And actually that's the last one. I don't know though. I'm kind of split right now between the secondary focus diffuser and the secondary super diffuser. This one, I don't know. It leaves that gap there. You don't really want to be paying too much attention to the underside of the car. So maybe we'll go with this one because it kind of like diverts your eyes a little bit more onto it. It looks a little bit try-hard, but hey, maybe we're going for a little bit of a try-hard build. This is the Jester RR after all. So there's our bumpers. Now we got Canards, if I'm saying that right. I hope I am. We only got a couple options to choose from here. So we got the GT ones, and those actually kind of go well with our current front bumper here. But at the same time, I'm just now looking. There are only GT ones for this, so it just depends what you get them in. And I think oh wait, they don't even have carbon on this? Well, I guess the basic ones are kind of like a carbon because they don't follow the colors of your car. I'm not sure what's up with that, but they only got primary and secondary, and I think I'm going to go with those. Next, let's look at engine. I'm not going to skip it this time if you guys watched the last customization video. We got the engine block here. Oh, wow. So our hood right now is whack. But, so stock, it's alright. You know, it looks like a car. I don't know what else to say. When we get, though, into the colors here, like, dang. I mean, like, these are expensive, like 40, 50K. But we got some red valve covers here. They actually look really nice. Depending on your color scheme, of course, you don't want to just throw red on a build like this. It would look terrible. We got primary. Again, depending on color, could look good or bad. Secondary, same thing. We got carbon, and we got chrome. Apparently, that's all the options here for the engine block. I'm kind of feeling chrome though, because like when we want like people to be looking inside of our hood here, like when we pop this open at like the Ellis car meet or wherever, we want people to be like really drawn in, and I think the chrome does exactly that. So let's hook it up with that. We'll have to make the rest of it fit in though. Next we got the cam cover for the engine. Oh my gosh, there are a lot of options here. They're all very expensive, ranging from 30 to 40K. So we got the stock one. Then we can get the primary cam belt cover, which depending on your colors could look nice. Like if you went with like a silver build or a gray, that could look nice with the chrome. We got the secondary. Once again, it's just all about colors. And carbon. Carbon looks nice on everything, including this. Like, dang. And then we got the red one. That's like a matte red as well. So that one might not go well with too many builds. I'm not gonna lie. And then chrome, which in my opinion, it could look nice even with this, with chrome, but it gets to a point where there might be just too much chrome. So we got the black exposed veneer pulleys. I hope I'm saying that right. Probably am not though. And I personally really like when when there isn't a cover on the cam belt here. I like when it's exposed like this. So I think I'm gonna choose one of these when we go for it. So we got black, we got blue, we got red, and we got purple. And purple is just a little bit too far out there for me. Maybe if you're going for like a pink or a purple build, or maybe even red, that could look nice. But I mean, there's also the red option. I'm really unsure of what color we're actually going to choose in the end here, so we may revisit this. But for now, I kind of just want to go with black because it kind of goes with our chrome. So I'm going to go ahead and equip that. Next, we got our strut brace. And this will actually be the last option here for engine. So right now, do we even... Oh, no, we don't. The first option is none. So this is what it looks like without one. I was trying to find it. All right, so we got the polished strut brace, which already just makes a massive difference here and really just draws eyes. Like, you definitely want to put a strut brace on if you have this car and you're planning on taking it to car shows. You can't just be rocking around with none. That's just no good. You got to have something. So at very minimum, you know, you can get this for 18K. It's still pretty expensive, but it should fit with most colors. We got the carbon one, a little bit more low profile than the last, but still looks pretty nice. We got the medium polished strut brace here. Gets a little bit thicker, a little bit of a bigger one there. Might stand out a little bit too big though. I don't know. And then we got the medium titanium one, which if you're going for a little bit of a less modern, more traditional look, might be nice. We got the titanium strut brace. Same thing, but a little bit smaller. We got the triangulated, which I don't know. It's just not my style. Not my style, but I'm sure some of you guys like it. We got the large polished strut brace, which is just a massive one. Just massive. What the heck? I don't think we're going to be grabbing that one. We got the sticker bomb one, which is the same thing as the last, but with sticker bomb on it. We got the lightweight one, which is big, but at the same time, it kind of looks really nice because it like splits into two. So I kind of like that, the lightweight one. We got the primary strut brace, which is another massive one, but allows you to, you know, choose the color. And then same thing with secondary. And then we got a mid-weight strut brace. So this one actually looks really clean. It's big for sure, but there are like gaps in between the bars. And there's also like the centerpiece and a couple connectors holding it, which makes it look really nice, in my opinion. Then we got the heavyweight strut brace, which is just a beast. It's a little bit too big, though, in my opinion. But I'm sure there are plenty of you guys that like it, because I can definitely see why people would like this one. Just not my style. All right, we got the GT strut brace next, which is starting to look a little bit try-hard. I'm not gonna lie. Like if we're going, you know, into races all the time, popping our hood, this would be something I would equip. We got the rally brace bar. Oh my gosh. This one is a little out there. And I think even though it doesn't say it uses your primary or secondary, I'm almost positive it does because I doubt those are the default colors. So I think like the braces on the left and right, the yellow ones currently, are affected by your secondary, and then part of the bars look like they're affected by your primary. So that could be really nice, depending on what colors you have, and honestly might be something I consider here. And then we got the Mark II Rally Brace Bar. Okay. It's getting a little bit more out there. It's kind of getting to be the point where it's almost like the triangulated one. So I don't know if I'm liking that, but again, with the right colors, that could be pretty nice. And then the primary V-bar. Wow. Okay, so this is like the larger ones, like the heavyweight ones we saw earlier, but with some extra, like, kind of like a mixture with the triangulated. So we're not going to go with that. I kind of like this one, though. The Rally Brace Bar, and I think that's the one we're going to go with, because those are all the options for the strut brace here. So I'm going to choose that one. Hopefully we can get some good colors that go with it. And I already applied the engine tunes. Next, let's get into the exhaust. So right now we got the carbon oval exhaust. Might be a little bit too big, but let's go back up to the top here so we can start with stock. So for stock here, it's already like a twin on both sides. So that's a bit wild. So I guess it'd be quad. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But definitely might be a car that if you don't have a lot of money, if you don't want to put too much into it, the stock exhausts do not look that bad. And like even if you're going into like races, people will not look down on you for having these. These look pretty nice. We got some titanium ones. Get the titanium tip, you know, a little bit of blue, a little bit of purple. Look a little bit nicer depending on your build. Carbon exhausts, really clean. They even go with what we have on currently. Wow. Depending on your bumpers, that might be the go-to for a lot of people is getting carbon something. It doesn't have to be these, the basic ones. Then we got aluminum, which, yeah, it looks like the carbon and aluminum and even titanium kind of comes down to like what color profile you're going for with your build and your car. We got the oval ones next. We saw the carbon oval exhaust at the beginning of this here, but these are a little bit too big in my opinion. Like, they just stand out a little bit too much. The ones we started with here, the carbon oval exhaust, just a little bit too big, personally. Infinity exhausts, which have like a downward slant, sort of. I think that's the main difference from the stock. Let me recheck the stock. Yeah. So I don't know about these. I mean, if you're looking for a little bit more clean from like a side view, could be the go-to. But other than that, 9K, really depends if you want to put the money into it. We got the carbon infinity exhaust, same thing but in carbon. And then we got the big bore exhausts. I know a lot of people are actually into these, the bore exhausts, so I won't give them too much hate here, but I don't know. For me, they're just a little bit too big, just like the oval ones we saw earlier. We got the aluminum big bore exhaust next. Just more color things. I mean, they do give a little bit more of a shine, but, well, not compared to those, actually, but compared to some of the other ones. Like titanium, that's a pretty big difference if you were to go with aluminum instead. And then we got rocket exhausts. What? All right, these things are actually looking kind of nice. They give like that extra layer, makes your build have a little bit more depth to it, and I love my depth when it comes to vehicles and builds like this especially. So I might come back to these. Oh, they also got them in titanium, which, depending on your color scheme, could go very well. And then they got aluminum. And I think I'm actually going to go with aluminum, because if we look at the default ones here, they definitely shine. They stand out from the side. I know it doesn't give the best angles here, but you'll see later when we actually get to driving this thing around. But I'm going to go with aluminum. They do stand out a little bit, but not like a crazy amount. But I like those. So let's move on to the next option here, which is headlights. So we can change from the stock here. We have stock currently to green, to red, to blue, to yellow, or to neo. And I think at the end of the day, these aren't really changing much other than, like, well, actually they're only changing the color. So it really depends on what color you're going with for your vehicle. For now, I'm going to equip the neo ones because I just prefer them on like most of my builds. Like they're very similar to the iridescent ones on other of the new tuners DLC cars. But those look really nice in my opinion. And like, it doesn't matter too much what color, but if you have like a yellow build or a blue build, red, green, whatever, it could look really nice on those as well. And then stock, honestly, don't even look that bad. I mean, they're headlights after all. Do you really want them standing out too much? That's kind of why I like the Neo. A little bit more low profile. But at the same time, people could view you a little bit try hard of a build, you know? But whatever. On to the next, which is hood. So we got some hood catches to start with here. We got none at the moment. We can get some primary classic catches. And these are very, like, I know some people have strong opinions about these. I don't know how I feel about them, but I know some people really love these, and then other people like absolutely hate them. So I'm not sure what to do here, but like in terms of should we put them on the build, I think we're going to, though, just to give a little bit more depth to the car. But we got some primary classic ones, some secondary classic catches here, which both of those really depend on what color you chose for your hood and for your car and all that. We got some modern catches, which look way better in my opinion than the classic ones, but I'm sure a lot of you guys like the classic ones as well. We got some angled modern ones. Doesn't really change too much other than their angle. We got some latch hood pins, which is a little bit out there. I was not expecting this, actually. Yeah, I don't like those. I think these might be my least favorite. These might be, like, I don't know. I'm probably making so many people upset by saying this. I just don't like them personally. And then we got some blue ones, some red ones, and some gold ones. And the gold actually look really similar to our current brown that we have equipped for the car. So if we were going for this color build, those could actually work with it. So now you guys know. I don't even know what color brown this is, but if you had it. I think I want to go with the angled modern ones, though. It would either be that or like none for me. I'm not really sure. I want to give this car a little bit more depth and a little bit more try-hard of a look, though. So we're going to go with the angled modern ones. These are pretty cheap anyway. They're all under like 9K. Next, let's look at the actual hood itself. So at the moment, we've had the carbon vanity hood, which is the max option here, equipped. And if you really cared about your engine and showing it off, that would definitely be a good hood. But let's look at stock here. So stock, we can see this is where, like, if you don't have a carbon one or a secondary, it makes up a big chunk of this vehicle. This is just a very hood-heavy vehicle in terms of size. We got the carbon one, which looks all right. We got a smooth hood, which just does as it says. It makes it smooth. A little bit too smooth for me. Looks a little bit plasticky. I don't know. Could just be me, but I don't like that one. It's too smooth. We got the carbon smooth hood, which just from it being carbon makes it look like it has more depth than it actually does. So that's a little trick there if you guys want depth without actually having it like carbon. It just, the texture in this game especially. We got the Dinka vented hood. I was wondering where the vents were. They're on the side. You can see them right there. But it doesn't look too bad. It's a little bit smooth, though, again. We got the carbon one of that, the carbon Dinka vented hood. We got the stream vented hood, which, ooh, is very nice. Very nice. I kind of like that. That might be what we go with. And then we got the carbon stream vented hood. Same thing, but in carbon. You know, for all you carbon lovers out there. We got the quad vented hood, which is a little bit wild, especially with those placements. I don't know if I like that one too much. Might just be a little bit too much. We went from like too smooth to too much, you know. We got the carbon quad vented hood next. Same thing, but in carbon. We got the geo vented hood. So this one, oh, it really comes down to what your style is. I mean, technically you could say that about any of these options, but that one really, I feel like that's a game changer. If you put this on your car, it becomes a whole nother vehicle. So I'm going to avoid that for now, but there are definitely some builds that could go really well with this. And then we got the carbon geo-vented hood as well. So if you were to choose the geo-vented, you could get that in carbon. And then lastly, we got the vanity hood here in our primary color. And then we can also get it in carbon, which you guys saw at the beginning, because that's what we had equipped. And I think I'm going to go with the stream vented hood. And we're going to choose a solid color, and it's going to look really nice. So there we go. That was hood. Now on to horn. I'm just going to show you guys the horn. The horns are like the same for all the vehicles, except for the stock. So we're just going to listen to the stock here really quick, because technically it is a customization. So there it is. Not that bad. Well, yeah, let's go on to next here, which is interior, which is going to be a massive category. We're going to be here for a bit. I do have timestamps if you guys are interested in skipping it or just looking through. But yeah, let's go ahead and do this. Interior. So we're starting with interior type. We got stock, street, and race. All the basics. And I think I want to do street because race gets a little bit sweaty, a little bit try hard. But yeah, street looks pretty nice, in my opinion. I think we're gonna go with it. We're going with street. Only 800 bucks as well. For our dash, we have the stock dash currently. We got the flocked dash, the suede dash, the carbon dash, and the weave dash. So it really just changes up the texture. And I'm gonna go through them here so you guys can see the differences. The carbon and the weave look very similar to each other. The suede is a massive change. So is the flocked, and then the stock matches the rest of the car pretty well. But we kind of want our dash to stand out a little bit, right? Because this is what we're going to be looking at when we're in first person. And I'm honestly thinking maybe going with the weave dash. It is a little bit pricey at 18K, but I think we're going to be able to change the color. If we can't, it might be a little rough, but we'll have to see. But it looks nice in my opinion. Next we got our dials. So we can get some stock dials here. Very basic. Very, very basic. Standard stuff. We got the single tacho, if I'm saying that right. We got some dash gauges. And then we got a pod mounted tacho and a pod tacho and dash gauges. So not too many options here for dials. I'm actually a little bit disappointed in the Dinka Jester RRs here. Lack of dials. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I just wish there were more. There definitely are more on a lot of the other new tuners cars. I think we're just going to go with everything because there aren't too many options. Oh my gosh, that's a weird view. But yeah, we're going to go with the max there. For doors here, we got the stock ones. And the stock ones, honestly, don't look that bad. They kind of look like they'd be pretty nice. If you had them in like real life. Nice to open, nice to close. I don't even know what I'm saying. We got aluminum panels. Changes up the door like drastically. Makes it a whole different door. Same with weave. Same with carbon. And I believe same with flocked. It's all about like texture. So if we were keeping with the weave theme, we definitely go with those. We got some lightweight aluminum panels, which brings quite a bit more to see in there. So, you know, maybe they're not as flat as the other ones. We also got those in weave as well, and carbon weave as well, surprisingly. Yeah, that's actually kind of weird that they got the carbon weave. That brings a massive change as compared to other ones. And lastly, we got the flocked. So there actually aren't too many options for doors either, other than the texture. Like there's only these lightweight and those, and then stock. In my opinion, the stock look the nicest. They look really good. They match with the rest of the car. So this might be the first thing that I'm gonna go ahead and say we're gonna keep stock. I know a lot of you guys are probably more into the try-hard racing doors, but I think on this car in particular, the stock just look very nice. So we're gonna keep those. We got some seats now. Stock seats, honestly, not that bad either. We got some painted sports seats, and these will go depending on our primaries and secondaries and all that. So something to keep in mind. We got some carbon sports seats, which look really nice. Really nice, really clean. Ballistic fiber sports seats, which is a little bit more try-hard, but at the same time it also looks nice. Same as carbon, very similar. We got some painted tuner seats. So now we're on to the tuner ones. We got these in carbon as well as ballistic fiber. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. And then we got some painted bucket seats. They're getting a little bit shorter. Might be able to view more. I don't know. If you guys are like doing a lot of stuff in first person in the car, might be a little nicer to have some bucket seats. I do enjoy me a good bucket seat as well. So we got some carbon ones of those. Oh, the carbon looks so clean. And then we got some ballistic fiber ones as well. And then lastly, we got the race seats, which come in carbon Oh no! Wow, I spoke too soon. We got only carbon race seats. So if you want race seats, you're stuck with carbon. And then if you want rally bucket seats, which look really nice, oh my gosh, you're also just stuck with those the way they look right now, which kind of looks like carbon. I don't know. Very similar though. I kind of want to get these rally bucket seats, even though they don't have too much in terms of options for like colors and stuff. Oh, I don't know. It's either that or one of the bucket seats. Oh, should we get basic bucket or rally? You know, we're going with rally. We are going with the rally. They look nice. I really like them. Okay, next, moving on to steering wheels. So we got the stock steering wheel. Honestly, it doesn't even look that bad. It has a little bit of a glare, a shine to it. We got the Apex Basic. Bring in a little bit more space to view stuff, especially in first person. That could be useful. Apex Clubman, which is very similar, just a little bit more to it, and Professional, which goes above and beyond like anything you would ever want or need. So I don't know. I don't really like that one too much. The basic didn't look too terrible, but it gets to be a little bit too much for me. Then we got the Formula Basic, which very clean, very just nice looking all around. Let's see what it looks like cut out. Why does that change the color too? I guess that includes your primary. So if you, oh yeah, that's why it's cut now. Okay, so this is more if you have a really nice primary color that works well in your interior, would be a good choice there. We got the Formula Clubman, which for some reason still includes a bit of your primary color, and we got the Formula Basic, or no, Formula Professional. I was looking at Sprint Basic, but the Professional on this actually looks pretty nice. I kinda can get down with that. I like that one. And then we got the Sprint Basic. Okay. A little bit too basic for me, maybe. Just a little bit too much. We got the Sprint Clubman. Those are all right, but still a little basic. Sprint Mark II. Ooh, I kind of like that, especially the little slots in the side. You can barely even see them, but they do look nice. The Sprint Lightweight. Okay, that like changes up everything, but in kind of a good way. I kind of like that. The Sprint Featherweight, which adds your primary color, could be nice as well. Sprint Professional. Oh my gosh. Okay, the Professional like looks really try hard, but also is so clean. I wish they had more color options for that. But then we get into probably my favorite steering wheels, which are the Rally ones. We got the Rally Basic here. Next, we got the Rally Clubman. Honestly, look at this. Looks so nice, so clean. We got the Rally Professional. This one actually kind of goes. The Rally ones here go really well with the build we have currently. So might choose one of those, as well as I just love the Rally steering wheels. So we got the Rally Professional here, and actually that was the last one. I did not even realize. So for our car here, I'm between the Rally Clubman or the Rally Professional, and I don't want our steering wheel to blend in too much. And I'm worried right now with the colors we have at this exact moment that it might blend in a little bit too much if we go with the Professional. But I do kind of like the style of the Professional more, but for that reason, I'm going to be going with the Clubman. So hopefully we get a little bit more of it standing out with that. But it still looks very nice. I love the Rally steering wheels. On to the next thing, and actually the last for interior, we have a roll cage. So we could go no roll cage, and I don't blame people for not getting this. These do actually block like bullets though in the game, so if you're like super sweaty and you plan on using this in like missions and stuff, probably should go max. But we're only gonna be looking at like design for this, so no roll cage. We got a white one we can get, which almost is a full one, if I'm not mistaken, even though it's just calling it white. I don't really like what it did over there though, towards like the bottom. Also, why is it like shifting the whole car? Do you guys see that? I'm kind of worried about it. I don't know what Rockstar did with this car and roll cages, but this might be changing up more than I'm thinking. So let's look at the primary next. More depends on color. Changes practically nothing compared to the white other than the color. We got the secondary, same thing, but secondary. We got the white padded roll cage. Okay. add some pads. Pads look really nice and clean. I kind of like those. The primary padded, which is the same but in primary, and same goes for secondary. Then we got the white reinforced roll cage, which oh, it changes up the back here. I think that might be it. No, it changes up the front as well. I had to make sure. But yeah, definitely makes it look more reinforced for sure. Might add a little bit more potential there for depth as well. And we can get that in primary and secondary as well. So I think just because they have this as an option, I might go with the white. Maybe? I mean, it might change how our end build here looks. We might revisit this one. There's a chance, but I'm going to try to get a color scheme that works well with that because it looks really nice in my opinion, especially with the pads. The pads make it so there's like enough gray / black, whatever you want to call that, in the car here that it doesn't like stand out too much. But then on the parts where you can only see the cage itself, like the bars, it looks really nice, at least from the interior. But that's it for interior. And now we're going to be moving on to lights, starting with the headlights. We got stock and xenon. If you guys have customized cars before, you've seen both of these. Personally, I like the xenon. They're a little bit brighter, so, and they look a little bit more blue. You can also go ahead and get the custom colors in the Arenos War Workshop if you have that. But next we're going to go on to neon kits. Again, if you guys have customized cars, you've seen all these. So we can go with the front, back, sides, front and back, front and sides, back and sides, and front, back, and sides. I just prefer, if you're going to do like underglow on your car, I just prefer it to be like all around. So we're going to choose, and we're not going to mess with the color just yet until we figure out like the color of the rest of the car. So that was lights. Now let's look at livery. Currently we got the white shopping list, which just puts a bunch of logos in a list as it describes there. But let's see what it looks like with none. Basically the same, just without a little bit of text on it. We got the white 90s graphics, which actually kind of goes with our current build pretty well. Not sure how it would go with a like build that doesn't fit well with white though, because it is white. They do have a black option in case you want to try to match it in a little better. We have back to the white shopping list here. You can also get that in black. Personally, I don't like all that stuff on the shopping list. You can also get the white Jackal stripe. So this adds like Jackal Racing to the side, and also adds an off-centered stripe down your car. And spoiler, it looks like. That is the livery, yeah. I'm not too sure about that, to be honest, guys. And it calls itself white. Oh, I'm guessing because of the text. Okay, so I'm not sure why the stripe itself is red, but it seems like the white and black change up the text there. I don't know if you can change the color of the stripe. It might be stuck at red, though, because I did not choose any reds. But it could be under colors as well. You never know. We got geometric, which, depending on your build and the colors you choose, could look very nice. This is actually like a really detailed but clean livery. I do like it, but I think it might not be right for the build we're going for. But definitely a solid choice. We got JDM. I'm not sure what language that text is in. I'm guessing Japanese, but I'm not sure. We got more on the top here. That one almost looks like a smiley face if you guys see it. I'm just seeing things. But interesting for sure. Wait, did that change this? Did that put it underneath that? Why would they do that? What, can I change that? Is that mine? Because like a different customization option I have? It probably is, because otherwise I see no reason why they put text behind that. But let's move on to the 44 Racer. So this is obviously a racing livery, and I think if you're going for a like racing build, this might be one of the best liveries out there for it, especially if you have a color scheme on your build that works well with it. Very nice livery. I like it, but not what we're going for. We got the 10-minute car alt here, and that one might be a little bit too much. I don't know. You could make your car work with this, but I feel like this livery isn't something that just works automatically with your build. You have to kind of build your car around it. But it could look nice with the right builds. And then these are locked for me, but we can still view them. We got the 10-minute car, yeah, just in another color scheme. Looks pretty nice. Could work with other builds, of course. And then we got the, oh gosh, I'm gonna butcher this, Yogar Ishima. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I probably, most definitely am not. But this adds a lot of red to the back and quite a bit of white text everywhere. So I don't know. This actually could look really nice. Now that I'm looking at it, like you would have to choose your colors very wisely, but it could make a really nice looking car. I kind of like that actually. Uh, we got the Fuquay. I don't know if I'm saying any of this right, but this kind of does the same thing, but with like a bigger sort of stripe down the side. And if you guys are wondering why these are locked, you got to get to like certain LS car meet reputation levels. Like this one's 127, so yeah, it might be a little bit out there for some people, but if you guys are interested in how to get those, this one looks pretty nice though. Again, though, a lot of liveries you just have to like already have your colors based around. We got the Zero Gas Rally, which is another racing livery, but I kind of like this one. It has a lot more color to it, a lot of different color as well. It adds a lot more just overall going on. I feel like this one would be really nice. And lastly, we got the Split Siberia, which, yeah, no, this might be the ugliest one. It requires the highest level too, and I think it costs the most. It definitely would make your car unique though. I will say that if you show up to a car meet with this on, you're gonna be probably the most unique Jester RR there for sure. But in my opinion, this is a trash livery. I'm just waiting for the comments now. They're like, "That's my favorite livery. How could you?" But in my opinion, this just, oh gosh, it's terrible. I don't know which one we're gonna go with though. If we were going for a more racing build, this would look really nice. Plus, we got the put some sprunk in your trunk, which is just great. I don't even know. If we could change the color of the stripe, I would say we go with one of these. But I think we're going to be a little bit basic, just so we're not looking too try-hard. And we're going to go with the 90s graphics. And I think I actually want the livery to stand out a little bit. I don't want it to blend in with what we're doing. And I'm not sure what color scheme we're going to go with yet. But I think we're going to do a bit of a darker build. So I'm going to have this white. Whatever colors we go with, I hope we end up going with darker. We got some Louvers here. We don't even have that many, actually. We can have none. We already had the window ones attached. And then you can get carbon. And I wouldn't think none would look that good if you have a roll cage. As well as just for gameplay purposes, make it a little bit harder for people to see you. Would be a reason in itself to get them. I think just for like texture, though, we're going to go carbon. We're going to switch that up. Next, we are on to our mirrors here. There's only 3 options for mirrors as well. So we got some stock mirrors, very basic. And then you can go primary or carbon. And it doesn't look like it actually changes up how they look or anything like that, just the color. So we're going to go carbon, just so it stands out a little bit more with our end-up colors here. Another thing affected by color is plates. You guys, I'm sure, have seen all these plates, but we'll go through them here. We got the blue on white 1, blue on white 2, which we already had equipped, blue on white 3, yellow on blue, and yellow on black, as well as this one here. So yeah, those are the options. Comes down to more with your end result. I like to do the license plate towards the end of the build. Let's look at roof fins here before we change the color. I want to look at it more towards the end. I don't know why it's giving me that angle first. So we got nothing on the roof, no roof fins. You can get the primary one. Adds a little bit more depth to your car overall. Especially with the louvers on the back. Might be worth getting this. Well, at least some sort of roof fin. But some builds probably wouldn't look that good with it. You can get that in primary, secondary, or carbon. And I think carbon might be what we go for here. Yeah. Okay, next we're going to be looking at roofs. At the moment here, we got the stock roof on. We can change it up and go carbon, but on this build, I don't think those are going to work together that well with what we got already on, but could work in certain builds. We got streamline next, which adds quite a bit of texture to the car. I really do enjoy that. That looks really nice, especially from like an angle you'd be like driving the car. It's very noticeable. Be nice. We got the carbon streamline roof, which is just a carbon variant of the same thing. Depending on your build, could look nice. We got the bevel roof, which changes up a little bit, but actually not too much. Another thing that from the like viewing angle of driving it could be nice. Definitely better than stock though. And then we got the carbon bevel roof. I think we're gonna go with the streamline roof though for our build here. I really do enjoy that. So we're going to go with it. And that's it for roof. Next, we're going on to skirts. So we actually have quite a few options here. So we can go with the stock skirts, which are equipped currently. We can get the extended skirts in primary, secondary, and carbon. And as you can see, it doesn't change too much if you look at it from the side here. But from the angle you'd be driving the car at, like it does make a noticeable difference. And I think just so we can have a wraparound with what we already got on the bumpers, I'm going to go secondary with whatever we end up doing, if it has a secondary option. But let's look at the carbon Dinka skirts next, which adds a little bit more of a profile from like certain angles. You can definitely see big difference. You can get that in primary, secondary as well. And then we're going to move on to the super skirts, which again just adds more depth. So this, if you want to add some depth to the side of your car and you're struggling, might be best to look at the skirts for the Jester RR here at least. We got these in secondary and carbon as well. So I think we're actually going to go with one of these here, the super skirts, just for the depth, because I really do like my depth in builds. So we're going to get that in secondary just so it matches all the way around. I really like that. I think it kind of makes like a kind of a nice ring with the bumpers. That's going to come together pretty nicely, I would like to think. But moving on from skirts, we're now onto spoiler. At the moment, we've had the secondary super wing equipped, but we're going to start at none. So none, very basic. It says none, but it's sort of a duck lip already just by default. So I mean, you could go with default, honestly, here, which is none. We got the primary ducktail, which just extends the current ducktail, even though it's never going to claim that it's a ducktail. You can also get the secondary one of those, as well as carbon and plastic for this one. That's a different change up here. It doesn't actually look too different, though. I mean, there's a slight texture change and a little bit less reflective, but it's kind of nice that they included that option. We got the primary Jester wing up here next, which is quite a large spoiler, in my opinion. Might be a little bit too large for me. I don't know. You can get that in secondary as well as carbon. I know the spoiler is a big change for most people. Like some people don't even change anything else up out of the guard, just the spoiler. So I'm making sure to get you guys some good angles. We got the primary tuner wing. So this is really clean. It's not that large, so kind of fits in well, even with the current build we have here. You can get that in secondary as well, which adds some more color profile. And you can get it in carbon, which removes some color profile. Well, depending on your build. If you had like an all white build, carbon, like a tuner wing like this would look pretty nice. And then we got the super wings here next, starting with primary. So these are a little bit more on the taller side of things, but they also are a little bit like closer together. So we already had the secondary one on, which I don't know if it's right for this car or build. I don't think I'm that much of a fan of the super wings. And then you can also get it in carbon. And then lastly here, we got the garage spoiler, which you can't change anything else. You're just stuck with, I believe it's carbon on it already, which is just a beast of a spoiler. And in my opinion, if you had like if you were going full try hard with this car here with the RR, it might be worth getting. Other than that, it's just way too much, in my opinion, just way too much. So we're gonna avoid that. We're gonna avoid the super wings. Might go for a tuner wing, honestly. I think we're going to, and we're gonna get it in secondary. I know it might sound a little crazy, but it'll give some more color profile to this. So we're gonna go with that. And that's it for spoilers. Next, we are on to Sunstrips. We've had the secondary Sunstrip equipped this whole time. Let's see what it looks like with none. Very open. You can see a lot of the interior just from the front there. You can get it in black, just a basic black. You can get the basic primary and the basic secondary. All of them not that bad. They're just a little bit plain. You can get the Fukaru Sunstrip here. It starts out in white, it looks like. You can get the negative variant of it, which just reverses the colors, it looks like. Yeah. You can get the Mindmot Sunstrip, if I'm saying that right. And you can do the same negative effect with it. It looks like we're going to have a theme here of negative effects. You can get the Power Metal Sunstrip. So this really just depends on your build and what like company you want to put on, whichever logo you think look nice. All that sort of stuff. Get that negative. Okay, that is a way different negative, though. Way different. That one changes up a lot. And lastly here, we got the Dinka Sunstrip. And you can also get that in negative. And I think we're actually going to go with that. It's the max option, but if you look at where we have carbon already placed in the car, like we're not going to be changing those things out of carbon. I think that's going to look really nice. So I'm going to go with that. But yeah, that was it for Sunstrips. Now we're moving on to suspension, which some people might not consider a customization option, but I'm going to cover it anyway just to be thorough because it does change the actual appearance of the car. So you can see here we got lowered, street, sport, and competition. And thankfully, Rockstar added it properly this time, so there aren't any glitches with the tires with the competition suspension here. I could be wrong though. When you actually get on the road, sometimes it looks like the road with the lower suspensions is eating your car just graphically, and it looks terrible. But I think with the Tuners DLC here, they fixed it for most of the new cars added. So we're gonna go with competition. But yeah, if you guys wanted to see what it looked like, we had it at stock the whole time, so it was all the way up here. But we're lowering it down. Those are the different options there. We already maxed out transmission and turbo. Next, we are on to vent braces. So we have had none equipped this whole time. Let's look at what chrome looks like. So you can see here we're starting with the right and left separate, and I don't know if it actually will ever connect them. I hope one of them does, because that would be a pretty clean look. But those are chrome. We got just basic vent braces after that. Not sure why it started with chrome then, but those actually look a little bit more low profile. So if you wanted to have vent braces, but you didn't want them to stand out too much, those could be pretty nice. We got the chrome full vent brace, which does exactly as I was talking about. Whatever we go with here, we're even going to go with no vent brace or a full one, because I don't think those split ones look too nice, in my opinion. But there's the chrome one, and then once again we have the basic one, the low profile one. And it looks like that one just will come in black because we do not have a primary or secondary with that color. So it doesn't look like you could actually choose. It's between the default black and chrome. We got the chrome dual vent braces, which might just be the worst option. I mean, I haven't seen them all yet, but like, geez, that's a little bit too tryhard for me. And I'm not even sure what build that would go well with. I'm sure there are people out there that like it, though. If you guys like these dual vent braces, let me know. They also come in the standard color here. And lastly, here we have the chrome full dual vent braces. And you can also get those in the default color, which, oh gosh. So the full looks at least better than the dual, but geez, that is just too much. So we're going to go ahead and just get the single one here. I don't want to do chrome, so we're going to go ahead and just get the standard one. So it'll be nice. It's there, you know, especially if someone's looking at the front end, but it shouldn't stand out so much that all of their attraction of the eyes is like focused on it. So let's look at wheels next here. Okay, I've done some looking, and I think these Duper 7s will look pretty nice on here. We'll have to change up the color. But yeah, we'll do that last. But let's talk about tires here. So for tire design, you can have the stock or custom. I think the custom just makes it look a little bit more clean. Adds a little bit of text, but it does make the tire itself look nicer. Okay, so for tire enhancements here, we got standard and bulletproof at most garages, but if you head over to the LS Car Meet, you can also get the low grip tires. So if you want to do some drifting, you can with this vehicle. And then we got tire smoke, which is another color option, which we'll visit last. And speaking of last, we are actually on windows. The last category here, we're going to be obviously changing up the color to make everything look nice. But we got light smoke, dark smoke, and limo. And if you guys have watched my videos before, you know I always go with limo because it makes your character a little bit harder to see on these sides and back. So people have a little bit more trouble trying to actually get you. But those are what it looks like with the other options. We're going to go ahead and equip limo though. And now we're on to colors. For primary here, we're going to go with some sort of metallic. I just really enjoy the metallics. Okay, so I finally decided after quite a bit of looking on midnight blue for the primary. And I think it matches our livery and some of the text options we got on other things very well. It's close to black at certain angles. I mean, it definitely has that blue in there, which I think will make it look nice as well, but it's dark enough for what we need it to be. For the secondary color here, I decided to go with bluish silver. So it is silver, but it has that nice blue tint to it. So our whole car will have a kind of a blue tint, but it's not like extremely blue, so it's not standing out too much. But there we go. I think that looks really nice with the midnight blue primary. Okay, and then for the interior trim color here, I have chosen midnight purple because once again it gives that kind of black look but with a hint of purple, and I think purple might be the nice balance we need here for the interior. So I'm going to go ahead and equip that. And then for our interior accent color, I'm going to go ahead and go with surf blue. This helps with visibility on the dials when you're driving in first person, but it also looks nice with the rest of our build. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. And I won't be putting my crew emblem on, but if you guys wanted to see where that would go, it's just right there. But we're not going to put it on this build here. Let's go back and visit all the other things that are affected by color, such as the lights. So we have a full neon layout already, but we need to choose what color will look nice with it. Also, we could go very basic and go with blue. There's also electric blue. I don't think we want any green or yellow or orange or red. But you know what could look really nice? Would be a black light, because that's sort of the vibe we got going on with this car, is that it's like supposed to be like a purple, supposed to be like a blue, we got all that, but it's kind of like a darker. So I think we're going to go with a black light for the neon underglow there. So next we're going to be changing up the plate, because as you can see it stands out a lot. I don't think we want any sort of white license plate, which really just puts us down to either the yellow on blue or yellow on black. And I think because our car is blue, like a midnight blue, but it doesn't exactly have a lot of blue to it. I think it's closer to black, in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and put the yellow on black one there. And I think that'll look pretty nice. And then for the wheel color here, I think we're going to go with a midnight purple. We also have this in our interior, and I think it just will look nice, you know, having it on the outside as well as the inside, and it goes well with everything else. I really like it. I'm liking how this build is coming along, for real. I don't even know if we have any more options. I can't even remember. Oh yeah, we can look at our engine here. What were we looking at? Not the block, the cam cover here. So we can change this up now. Now we can see. So we have our primary and secondaries in effect here. And we had black equipped by default, but we could go with blue because we ended up going with the blue. Or we could even go purple. Okay, no, we can't. Nope, purple is just terrible. Never mind. Take it back. But we could go with blue. It's either blue or black. And honestly, I think with our chrome that we got on the cover there, I think blue might be a little bit nice of a change. So we're going to go with blue. We're doing it. We're changing it up. There's another 40K just to change the color. Before we go and take it out driving, I just wanted to get out and actually look at this thing, and oh my gosh, is it beautiful. I don't know what you guys are thinking. Let me know down in the comments what you guys would have done differently, what you would have done the same, if you like how it turned out, if you didn't. Let me know all that good stuff. But in my opinion, this thing looks beautiful. I love what we did to it. Looks very nice, and I think for the ending of the video here, we're gonna have to go out and see how it actually drives. So it is day and it's not raining, which are both good things for actually looking at the vehicle, and oh my gosh, it's clean. So when it's nighttime, because of our color choice, it's going to be almost black. Like, people will not be able to distinguish whether or not we're actually in a blue or black car. But during the day, you can definitely see from certain angles with the light that we are in fact blue. So it kind of gives us a little bit of some different options for taking it places. Maybe depending where we would park it during the car meets and stuff when we were showing it off, could really change up people's opinions on the color scheme. But I think it looks really nice. If you guys haven't tried out the Jester RR yet, it has some pretty good performance. I'll have an overview coming out pretty soon on it. And let's go into first person here. So I love our steering wheel choice here in first person. We got these limo windows here. They look really nice. Love our gauges. As you can see, they actually work. I'm bumping into things because I'm looking at gauges. But I mean, I kind of wish we could have had a larger or higher up steering wheel so I could see the gauges actually in front of me. I thought that was only going to be a problem when we were customizing, but it turns out that that might just be a problem with the Jester RR. So might be something to consider if you're someone who's really into first-person driving in this game. But that's going to go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I will see you all next time. Peace!